Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself, and today I thought I'd give you a personal example of my brain retraining session, an example of something that I'll do if I have these raging symptoms that just won't seem to settle down. It could be triggering to some, so only watch it if you want to, but this is something that I do. It's tailored to me, so you can watch it as an example and create your own, because it's really important that you talk to yourself and you tell yourself you know why this is happening and then what you're going to do about it. Because, that's how we retrain the brain, and that's how we really cement in our belief and build ourselves back up. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope it inspires you to create your own. Okay, stop. You have a dysregulated nervous system. That is all this is. I know that fear is telling you that this is so much greater and that you can never heal and that you will never heal. But this is just fear. This is what fear feels like coursing through your body. It creates symptoms. You have a version of an overwhelmed nervous system. And you have fear from many different things, but mostly from the symptoms themselves. They create this fear in you, this fear response in you, and you remember. You remember what you went through. You remember your past. Your trauma rises to the surface. I know that this is difficult because what you went through was unthinkable. It was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of body sensations that lasted years and years and years and years with absolutely no break and no hope of getting out of. But what you went through is in the past. What you went through is over. What you are going through is a fear, is PTSD, is trauma, is a reemergence of your body saying, but what if we have to do it again? And I'm here, rational, conscious brain, to tell you no, that is not truth. You have already been through that. You have already healed. What you are fearing right now is just the symptoms that fear is kicking up. That is all. This is a response built on fear that has completely dysregulated your nervous system because of past trauma and what you have already been through. And doubt is coming in to try to convince you that you're once again in it again, which cannot be true. This is fear. This is what it is. This is a dysregulated nervous system because of the fight, flight, or freeze response. And you can use many different practices and ways of thinking about this, including TMS, including brain retraining, including many other things, because actually there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. The only thing that's happening is that you are feeling overwhelming sensations. That's it. And if you cease to become afraid of these overwhelming symptoms and sensations in the body, you will be able to end that circular cycle that feeds on itself. And we know this is fear because you are perfectly fine. The symptoms scared you. The link to the past scared you. The similarity scared you. And then everything kicked off after the fear. And in fact, you have spent your whole life in fear. Feeling out of control, feeling unsafe, feeling not capable of handling yourself in childhood or while you were going through that illness, feeling held down and forced and helpless. You have a history of feeling forced. All of these early phobias that you had to needles and being forced and being held down and having panic attacks has made you create a life where you fear loss of control in your own body. But you have shown over and over that you have risen and conquered all of these things, including your phobia, including anxiety, including everything that you have ever faced, including the most traumatic, overwhelming, long, chronic illness that has ever happened. You have survived even that. Even though you were criminally harmed by the medical industry, even though it left you locked and tortured in your own body, and even though you lost everything and you felt abandoned by the world and not knowing if you were even going to survive. It affected your relationships, your friends, your careers, everything. You felt it took everything from you. So the fact that you are feeling these symptoms again, it is no wonder that you are in a trauma fear response. It is no wonder that you are afraid that, oh my God, what if it happens again? It is no wonder, because what you went through was unthinkable and nobody can survive that twice. And so the fear of having to do that again is what is causing this entire thing. And I know it feels real. I know it feels real, but this is what fear and a dysregulated nervous system can do. I know suffering feels awful. And I know what you went through before. You had to hide your suffering. You had to hide your identity. You had to hide yourself from family, community, the world, feeling pressure and shame and rejection and judgment and criticism and keeping it all inside. But you don't have to do that anymore, because you're amazing, actually. And you have conquered everything you've ever been through. And this is simply just a fear, just trauma rising to the surface, wanting to actually be felt, and integrated. And reminded that there is nothing wrong with you, that you are perfectly fine, in fact. And it's up to you to not be afraid of the symptoms as they arise so that you stop the circular loop. So doubt is creeping in. But what if, but what if, but what if? Doubt is pervasive. And you have got to remember this. You have got to remember that, in fact, you have survived everything, and that you are not going through this again. You are simply merely experiencing overwhelming sensations in your body that are making you afraid. That's it. That is it. And so one of the ways that we can honor these sensations is to sit ourselves down in meditation and feel them, and remind ourselves that they are safe to feel. Every sensation is safe to feel. Every emotion is safe to feel. Every thought is safe to feel. This is safe to feel because these are not real. These are just warning signals, and doubt sending off and firing all these warning signals. Are you sure? But are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And you need to turn around and say, yes, I am sure. The conscious part of you needs to say, yes, I am sure. There is nothing wrong with you. This is what it is. It is fear, and we are going to look fear in the eye. The only way to overcome fear is to stand face to face with it, is to touch the ghosts of fear. is to show yourself that you can feel these feelings, that you can feel these sensations. They will not kill you, and they can go away. And when you learn that through practice, by continuing to live your life, by going out and doing everything that you want to do and living it, and not letting doubt and fear say, oh, but what if, but maybe I can't do this, but maybe, that is a lie. You can do it all. And if you don't let doubt and fear push you around and you face every sensation that is coming your way, especially when you push yourself beyond your boundaries, you will soon see that yes, it sucks to feel these things. And yes, it's scary, but you will still be here. And the more and more you teach yourself that you can do these things and that you can feel these things and that these things are safe and that you can continue on your life, the more and more your nervous system will take a step back, the more and more your nervous system will learn to say, oh, I see, I understand. It will stop firing the fear signals quite so much, which will stop firing the symptom signals, which will give you less to be afraid of. And when you have less to be afraid of, you will be able to climb on top of this. Right now, you're having a hard time climbing on top of it because you're feeling constant sensations. But remember, they are just sensations. They are just sensations. Period. End of story. Brought on by fear, brought on by the fact that you have felt fearful and unsafe in the world over these last couple of years, coupled with the trauma you've been through, coupled with your previous history, coupled with your body's hair trigger response to fear, coupled with getting COVID and the virus and the dizziness and the fear of long COVID. And we've gotten a perfect storm. But all storms pass. Yes, they do. And when you're in the midst of it, you want to find the eye of the storm, the eye of the center, the place that reminds you that this is just a storm and all storms pass. The place that says no to fear and no to doubt and continues to allow the sensations to come no matter how overwhelming, and to continue to live your life and to continue to move forward and to continue to feel your emotions, your sensations, your feelings, your thoughts, and say, I am still okay. I am okay. And these cannot last forever. These sensations are actually emotions. This is what disgust feels like. This is what fear feels like. This is what betrayal, abandonment feels like. This is what anxiety feels like. This is what nervousness and worry feels like. This is what failure and helplessness and hopelessness and lack of self-control and lack of self-esteem feels like. This is what rejection feels like. This is what confusion feels like. This is what anger and bitterness and guilt and shame feel like. This is what horror and fear and terror, and this is what jealousy and shame and guilt and overwhelm feel like. This is what heartbreak feels like, and sadness and loneliness and hopelessness and helplessness. This is what it all feels like. Sensations are feelings. Sensations are emotions. They're rising. But they pass. They're not real. And this is not you. This is just doubt. Saying, what if it is you again? What if this happens again? And you've got to say no. You've got to say, I'm going to be okay. I can feel all these overwhelming sensations, which are actually overwhelming emotions. I can feel them. I can allow them because they are not me. This is not the core and the essence of who I am. And I have been living proof of that so many times in my life. I can rise and will rise above anything. I can feel these, and I am okay to feel these. I can communicate them. I can journal about them. I can just let them curse through my body. I am safe. I am creating inner trust and safety with myself. When you turn off the fear response, this can all end. This could end today. Okay? This could end today. Likely, it's going to take a few days, a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of months to get solid, but it can go very, very, very quickly if you stop reacting to the overwhelming sensations through more fear and through letting it push you into a corner. In fact, you need to push back on fear, on doubt, and push it into a corner where it belongs. To solve this problem, you need to stay aware of your emotional history, of what you've been through. You need to build your confidence that you're strong enough not to ever let anybody force you or hold you down or make you take something you don't want to take or tell you something that you don't believe. You're strong enough in your knowledge, in your power, to say what you mean, to stand in your truth, to act according to your values, and that nobody can hurt you again. You are strong enough, you are powerful enough, and we want to build back that power and that confidence in yourself. Taking care, that you can take care of yourself and meet your own needs, that you are not helpless, in fact, that you don't need anybody else to take care of these needs or meet them for you, that in fact, you can do them yourself no matter how overwhelming they may be at any given moment, that you have all the tools you need inside you and you don't need anything or anybody else. That you, in fact, alone can love yourself, accept yourself, heal yourself, calm yourself down, build yourself up, feel your emotions, feel these sensations. That you can lean into safety into your own body. You know how to find safety in your own body. You can forgive yourself. You know how to forgive yourself always. You want to stand in your own power. Be proud of yourself and learn to create a relationship with yourself that is built on trust. You can trust yourself and you can trust your body. I choose to trust myself. I choose to trust my body. I choose to have every decision I make be about building trust with myself and with my body. And I choose that now. No matter what doubt wants to come in, and no matter what fear wants to come in, and no matter what sensations arise or explode, I can and will build trust in myself and my body. I choose it. I choose a relationship with myself and my body above all else. I choose to spend and make this lifetime work, creating inner peace in my life, in my body, in my mind, in my soul, and to become whole. To become whole means to use your mind, body, and spirit to build trust and confidence in your mind, in your body, in your emotions, in your heart, and in your spirit, in your soul. And I commit and choose to do just that. And so now I choose it, and I choose to turn my attention now to something new, to something else, not running from fear, not distracting from body sensations, but I choose to prove to myself that I can go about my day doing the things that I want to do and need to do without letting the fear or sensations or anything else run my life and run the show. I am in charge. I am in control, and I choose now to turn towards love, peace, confidence, self-approval, forgiveness, love, self-love, self-validation, hope, confidence, trust. I choose all of these things, and I choose them right now. And so now I call on my power tools. I call on anything that helps me realize power back in my own body. I chop wood, I carry water. Even in the midst of overwhelming sensations, I get up and I do the things I know I can do. I walk, I exercise, I do my daily activities, I meditate, I do everything that I need to do. I call upon my own power to say no. No, this is not a hole I'm willing to fall into. I am going to use all my power tools in this moment to shift into a different state, to bring myself into a different state of feeling, thinking, and being. Whether the symptoms choose to come along or not, I now choose to call upon all the power inside me to show what I'm capable of, to show what I can do, even in the midst of overwhelming sensations. And I know I have so many, and I turn to them now. My power hour, I turn to that now to elevate me, to build my confidence, to build trust in myself and my body, and I choose to follow through with activities and things that I know I can do, and I choose to do them now, and I choose to lean into life. I choose to lean into the me I want to be. I choose to lean into the state that I want to create. I choose to lean into where I want to go. So thank you. Thank you for reminding me and giving me an opportunity to create my personal power, to create trust in my body, to create and forge all the traits and the person who I am, my authentic self. It gives me a chance to be this person right here, right now. So thank you for giving me a gift of turning towards my power and making me stronger. Okay, so like I said, I hope you will create your own, and I hope you'll use this as an example, and then you can go right into your elevated state, however you can get into a better state. So again, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.